Ice.
Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. I'm one of you three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Luke Young.
Chris Seamer.
That's Chris Seamer. It's Lloyd Johnson. He does this. There's a different comic every single week. Funny enough, all the comics that you keep saying, look them up. If you're like, that's Lloyd, obviously. If you're a long-time listener, you're like, why does Lloyd keep saying these random names? They're funny comedians. Look them up. We have another hilarious comedian on with us today, Ossia Dwyer. Boys, give it the fuck up for her, please.
Oh, thanks. I'm so excited to be here.
Dude, I'm stoked to have you. You're fucking hilarious.
Yes.
I saw you at the, Blake told me that the audio got fucked up for the JFL show, so that's disappointing.
It did get fucked up,
Everybody seemed very upset about that. I don't want to go hard into that, but I want to say you had a fucking amazing set that night.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you did great. I always give, just in my personal whatever, this is a weird thing to say right out the gate, but Blake's always been like one of my favorite comedians in Cincinnati. And then like I had made the point like Ossia's my favorite, like since I've seen you like open for Blake at that motor show where he was doing his Amazon special or whatever.
This is the first time I saw you.
I was like, Ossia's my
Floored
favorite.
me. You were so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun. I was the first. Were you guys at the first one or the second one?
I was at the second show, the late night show. But after that, I was like, Ossia's my favorite female comedian until I ran into your, is it your fiance, Title Bomb or whatever?
Yeah,
and
Garrett.
I said that to Garrett. It was like, Ossia, like not knowing that was your fiance. And then I was like, favorite female comedian. He was like, I'll stop you right there. Comedian. I was like, all right, yep, no, that is a very solid point. I'd put you up there tied neck and neck with Blake. Like, you two are fucking pound for pound some of the best comedy in Cincinnati. I know that's a lot to open with, but for real, like, I fucking...
No pressure.
Not as funny.
No, you're fucking hilarious. I'm sorry for how we invited you to do the show, because in my head, it seemed like it made sense, because I'm like, oh, we're two doofy fucks that are going to ask another comedian to come and come on the show. And you were very nice about it. You're like, yeah, come do it. But then Lloyd was like later, like, Cody, did you think about what that interaction must have felt like for her at all? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, you're like covered in your danger sparkles and you're fucking a 6 foot tall, intimidating looking man. And I'm back here like violently shaking back and forth, full autism mode, and was like, you want to come do our podcast? And she was like, yeah, sure.
I had that same thought when you were inviting me. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and you were like, well, I mean, we've got them all here. Let's ask them to do the show now. And you started walking around. Lloyd's babysitting you. It's the beginning of a spiral, and I'm like, I don't think she needs 3 grown men walking up on her like, hey, you want to come to this apartment and do our podcast?
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm sorry about that.
I didn't think it was that creepy.
Okay,
like
thank God.
The amount of creep that I have encountered at an open mic, that did not even reach like base level. I was like, oh, these are friendly people. They're not touching me. They haven't bought me a weird drink that they're forcing down my throat.
It's still bubbling.
Yeah.
No, he was like, I'm gonna go over and ask her. I was like, all right, yeah, cool. He's like, come with me, and I was like,
that's not necessary.
I guess. I mean, are you planning on doing something weird? Like, no? All right. I guess I'll just come stand here. It's all I did. I just stood there. Like,
I look at you as the end to talk to comedians because I don't feel... Sometimes like I'm not worthy to go talk to a comedian. Then you talk to him and it's like an open... I'm essentially an open mic comedian in Cincinnati. Like, even if you're fucking hilarious, like there's not a lot of room here in Cincinnati. Just come talk to me. I'm another person.
Famous.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And we love compliments. We're all sickos who go on stage for compliments and then we get them after, and it's great.
What is the weirdest person that you've interacted with after
I don't know. One time, one of the weirdest not one of the weirdest. I once somehow got, like, I hosted a metal stage at a music festival, like a local music festival in Pittsburgh, because Garrett was going out of town, and they were like, well, just do it, because you guys live together. And it was for 8 hours. I hosted a metal stage, and a man was like, by like hour 6, he was like, you look really tired. I got you something. And I'm like, oh, great. He bought me a beer. That's what I needed. No, he got me 2 huge hot dogs. And I don't...
the thing that's going to make you the most tired possible.
I don't know where he got them from, because there was no food at this bar.
Was he the most Pittsburgh-looking guy of all Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It makes sense. He's like, I've got exactly what you need.
What's your name, Pete Pittsburgh?
I was like, I guess I'll have to eat these hot dogs, or else I'm going to get murdered by this metal fan. It was very odd.
I heard that is a great sign of disrespect in the land of Pittsburgh. If offered a hot dog and you throw it away, it's like spitting on the grave of their family.
You're gonna go into the river. You're gonna end up in the river.
I don't know. I've mentioned them. Pittsburgh's one of my it's just one of the cities where I was like, I'm cool if I don't ever have to go back.
Yeah.
Like,
what's your big beef with Pittsburgh?
It just straight up felt like I was in like an Eastern Bloc country. Like everything was gray and everyone was angry, and I'm like, all right, man. What? I didn't do any. Like, I'm not saying aggressive. Like I've been to Philly where people are just like kind of aggressive, and that's fine. If you're just aggressive the same way, they're like, oh, okay, you're good, and everything goes smooth.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, it just felt like I'd invaded some weird goblin tribe that had been warring with the dwarves under the mountain next to it.
Where did you go? Like, did you?
Yeah.
An abandoned mall?
No, it was like on the outside of downtown, like I guess towards the south end of what?
South side? That is where the goblin people. It was
hell
fucking
on earth. Awful.
Yeah.
I was just like, cool.
that adds up because they're not mad at you, Lloyd. They're mad that they're there. They're trying to get into the enemy's territory and
the
be
dwarves
happier.
are keeping them out. I don't know. I really did. Like I felt like everyone I ran into was just like already like preset angry. Like I'm like, all right, god damn it, man. I just needed to use. I just need to use the machine over here. Yeah, cool. The magic buttons with the bright flashes. Just ATM, bro. It's fine. We're good.
What made you leave Pittsburgh and come to Cincinnati?
Being in Pittsburgh.
I was waiting for her to say it, Lloyd. Come on.
It was actually Garrett's job. So he's from here, and my job was fine. But I'm like, well, we've been here for a while. It was in the middle of the pandemic, so we're like, well, what if we moved? We're not doing anything else. What if we move cities? And like,
Cincinnati's kind of a lateral move, though, don't you think?
I think it's the exact same.
Yeah,
like,
there's no difference.
Pittsburgh and Cincinnati are the same. There's like bridges, and it's kind of the Midwest.
I love your description of Pittsburgh. There's like bridges. Yeah. It's gray outside all the time.
Yeah,
it's the
there's
same
like
place.
a lot of carb-based foods. It's just this, I don't know. But and like comedy there was changing, and like comedy here is crazy fun.
Yeah.
So we were trying something new.
What's the coolest part about the Cincinnati comedy scene right now for you?
Everyone's so friendly.
Were people cunts in Pittsburgh to you?
Was it like very competitive?
Yeah, it was much more competitive, but like also they didn't like new people. So like we were kind of being like, oh, well, for 6 months, no one's going to talk to us. Like, we're just going to have to not have any friends. And that's fine, because after 6 months, you get friends. But immediately, like, the first day, people were like, no, we like you guys. And we were, like, had, like, a trauma response. We were like, oh, my God.
I'm going to say, if my
you guys are crying, holding each other.
I'm going to say, if the time I spent in Pittsburgh was anything, you'd be like, hold on, wait, they're up to something for real. Like, they just dropped off 2 sleepy hot dogs.
Did you have one of those where you were suspicious of it immediately? Like, oh, they must be the most, like, devilish version of underhanded that I've ever seen in a
like,
city.
Maybe they're all talking shit about each other behind their backs or something. I'm like, no, everyone actually likes each other. And, like, everyone likes each other in Pittsburgh. It's just, like, more insular. It's, like, harder to kind of break in.
Yeah.
But people were like, yeah, just get in here. So it's been really fun.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. What's the coolest opportunity you've had doing comedy? How long have you been doing it?
Like 5-6 years.
Holy shit! You've only been doing it for 5 or 6 years. You have the joke writing of somebody that's been doing it for a lot longer. Like, you're fucking solid. Anybody listening, go out and see an Ossia Dwyer show. Like, it's a fucking solid time every single time that I've been out there. But as far as like cool opportunities that you've got, have you got to work with anybody like, holy shit, I can't believe that I'm opening for this person or featuring for this person right now?
Well, anytime I get to like open for someone special, I feel so honored because like that's like a big deal, and like if you mess that up, that's not gonna be fun. It's like, oh, you made everyone really irritated, and I have that on film forever. So I always feel honored to do that. I got to work with Aparna Nancherla really early in my comedy career, and she was really cool. And I got to work with Shane Torres a couple times in Pittsburgh, and he's like the friendliest person ever.
That's a teddy bear.
You just made me feel like I don't know comedy at all. I was like, oh, yeah, I know those guys.
No, Shane Torres he's one of those people. I feel like he could hug me and I wouldn't get weird. Like
he wouldn't have to ask
buddy.
first.
Yeah, like I'm like, all right, buddy, it's fine. Like he was a very, very sweet dude. He's a nice guy.
Righteous. Why am I the one carrying it? Every time I'm not talking, it's just silence.
Because we're just waiting for it to come. So what are your regular mics around here so that people can find you? Like, where do you...
It depends how motivated I am, I guess. Normally at the Hub on Mondays, and then in Mount Adams on Tuesdays, there's a fun mic at Hi-Fi that just started. And
That's the one Hannah started, right?
That one's on Thursdays.
Okay.
And then Wednesdays, if I don't have a show, I'm normally watching professional wrestling at home. Like to try to keep that one open. And then Thursdays, I'm normally at Chameleon.
Okay. Do you have a comedian that you like to watch because they suck fucking balls like every single time that they go up? I feel like it's a very comic thing to do. You don't have to say who they are if you do. Also, I'm a cunt, so that's the type of shit that I like to watch sometimes. Like, I'll go to karaoke just to watch people bomb on purpose and cheer them on, give them rounds of applause until they keep going. Do you have a comic like that?
I don't think here. I don't think so.
In Pittsburgh, though?
I used to run a mic in Pittsburgh, so I got to watch a lot of people be very bad at 12 o'clock at night on a Monday. Just... Oh, a guy used to come in coked out of his mind and, like, refuse to get off the mic. And then I'd cut the mic, and he'd be like, I'm louder than the mic. And I'd be like, we do this a couple times a month. Like, we just gotta get you out of here.
I just didn't know if there was, like, a Tom Meyers sort of situation. Because I'm sure everybody listening probably knows the Come Town Tom Meyers one, where Nick Mullins worked with a couple people over the years where it's like, this person shouldn't be doing comedy. It's a schizophrenic man that's doing fucking comedy at this point.
Yeah.
It's funner to go and watch and cheer loud for him just to fuck with him. It's almost like a bullying thing, and it's kind of shitty, but it's also like, why do you keep coming out and doing this to a bunch of people that are fucking with you every week, and you're obviously bad at this? I feel like every scene's got that. I've been waiting for that in Cincinnati. Like, who are the worst of the worst in Cincinnati? But they seem to just fall off. Like, nobody embraces...
There anyone you invite outside of Chameleon. Remember, we found a dude on a one-wheeled motorized skateboard, and you're like, hey, you should go inside and do stand-up. And that's exactly what he did.
That's who's doing this.
Yes. Every one of the Chameleon ones where you're like, who brought this guy in off the street? He did. He did it.
How did they find this?
Cody's out front like, hey, dude, come here. You look crazy as shit. Want to do an open mic?
I'm out there spinning a sign with no fucking... Nobody asked me to do it. Open mics, free sign-ups, fucking tossing the little billboard around and shit.
Yeah, if you're looking for him, just step outside and just talk to someone. You found him.
Yeah.
Cody just drives by the Talbert house every Thursday like, hey, guys, pile in.
We're going to open mic.
I've got a party van for the Talbert house. I'm looking for the most methed out, the most about to sleep on heroin.
He's like, no, scab face, get back here. Come on, we need you. We need you, buddy. It's true. He's like a fucking light to the moths for fucking crazy. I've told the story before.
Crazy's fun sometimes, though.
No, to a point, but then there's also the ones where like we went to BP. And we were walking back here. And as we walk in, there's a dude, like, I don't know, reciting the Pledge of Allegiance in Latin or something.
Fuck yes.
Whatever the fuck, just like loudly to everyone. And I just walk by him, and I walk out before he does. And as I pass the guy, he looks at me, he starts saying something. I was like, and just kept walking. All of a sudden, I hear him behind me, and another set of feet hitting the ground. I was like, come on now. I turn back, and of course, he's having a conversation with this guy walking back towards my apartment. And we get to the bottom of the stairs, and I'm like, all right, well...
Yeah, some people don't see color. I don't see smells. Yeah. They smell like a bag of sardines. I look at them as a guy that just showered. All right, I don't discriminate the way that you judgmental pricks do.
I don't either, but when someone's obviously fucking methed out of their fucking mind, like standing...
You don't want them to know your home address.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, get in here.
Because we're literally at the bottom of the stairs like you walked up to get here. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to go up to...
He was calling us tourists too, and Lloyd was like, "No, I live here," and I was like, "Yeah, his apartment's right." And then Lloyd fucking rib shots me real quick, like, and I was like, not now, not now. You're not bringing crazy to my apartment.
I'm the same way because if I have 2 drinks, I'll tell anyone my home address. I'm like, you should see where I live. It's really nice. Like, you gotta come on over here. This is the address.
That's how you get sleepy dogs.
Yeah. I was just about to say she's taking sleepy dogs. She's giving out her home address.
Look, these sleepy dogs are great. Here's my home address if you could send me some.
I definitely would not have said that out loud to our fan base.
You need to be more scared of people, Ossia.
I know. I am full. Like, I have lived in the city for long enough. I mean, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati count as cities, but I, like, grew up so far in the woods, like, 2 drinks in, I'm like, I'm a hillbilly again. Like, I don't care.
I did some super wild shit. Like, I didn't see all the red lights once, too. Yeah, I was on my way to work, but I saw these 2 women walking down my street, and I was like, where are you guys going?
And Luke just ran and tackled him.
No.
I just started kissing him. They
had an empty baby push thing.
How are you making this worse? How are you making this story worse somehow?
I asked them where they were going to, and they said that they needed a ride to the bus stop, so I gave them a ride. And they kept saying that they didn't want to go to the bus stop; they just want to ride to their apartment. And I was like, "Is it close?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's just right around the corner." And they kept telling me that it was like down the street. It's right here. It's over the... And one was on the phone the whole time, and I was like, I think you guys need to get out of my car right now.
You've never gotten taken for a ride, literally?
No, like I was waiting for someone, whoever they were on the phone with, to pull up.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you literally were taking yourself for a ride right there, buddy.
Yeah.
You carjacked yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You're handing them the keys and telling them what
it was some fuck shit.
It's okay. One time, like
it took me like 25 minutes.
Hey, fellas,
to get this bad feeling. I was like, we should have hit your apartment by now.
Hey, fellas, by the way, this car doesn't start without my fingerprint, but it's got to be my right thumb, and they're fucking sharpening a knife with a whetstone in the backseat, like, taking notes.
I was waiting to get on a bus. Like, when I went to college in Pittsburgh, I used to take the bus everywhere. So I had plenty of wild times, but I was waiting to get on the bus one time, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, can I borrow your phone? I just found out I'm going back to jail today, and I need to Google where the closest liquor store was." And I'm like, "Oh, sure. Let me just unlock it for you. My password is 0000."
A series?
Take Google whatever you want.
Oh my God!
He gave me back my phone though.
He shouldn't have. See, he should have taught you a lesson.
I know. That's why I'm so trusting.
I was waiting for you to say he just immediately started running.
He's like, okay, I'm gonna get drunk and go to jail tomorrow.
No, he thought it was a setup. He was like, this is too easy. No, this is a setup. There's police watching this.
She can't be that dumb. Yeah, it's one of those 2020 things.
That flooded me back to a memory of I used to have an uncle that would let us drink at his apartment when I was 16.
Your danger uncle.
Yeah, my fucking pedophile uncle and shit like that. That for sure was probably a pedophile, but
probably definitely.
You know, he was cool then because I was 16. He was 38. Let me drink in his apartment. Yeah, so there was one guy that my fucking hood rat Coleraine friends brought over or whatever, and he was like, we get 2 whiskey sours deep before he starts crying and telling us how he's going to jail. So we were like, we're going to comfort him and soothe him and make him feel better. Psych, nah, no, just kidding. We're going to make him drink Picosmas shit. Are you guys familiar with what a Picosmas is? So there's a fish called a Picosmas that is, you can put it in a fish tank. They're bottom feeders. They have these big circular mouths, and they eat the algae off the sides of tanks. And they shoot these big, long, ropey shits out of their asshole, and they float up to the top of the fish tank every time. So he didn't have any money to pay for anything. He was trying to sympathy card us that he's going to jail, and we were like, we don't give a fuck. Like, we just branded a dick on our friend's arm with a coat hanger and a fucking torch. Like, I don't care. Like, that guy that I just branded is my friend. You're gonna have to do something if you want free liquor. And it was like, he's crying that he's got to go to jail, so we had him drink Picosmas shit water. And he drank the long ropey shit, threw it up in the sink, and I was like, nope, one more. You gotta hold it down for at least 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
That story flooded back to me. Yeah, being a bully to some people is hiking somebody's underwear up. To me,
Cody's like, you gotta pay it forward.
We did so much more horrific things to people than just bullying them.
No, I've had moments like that. But sort of. I had a realization once that I was a bully through someone else.
First off, before I hear the rest of the story, no, you weren't. Keep going.
Thank you for making me feel better. Okay.
There's no way you're gonna say anything worse than what I just said.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. I definitely am not.
You're a way better person than me.
I don't know. Maybe it was a lot of emotional damage. I'm sure. So, in my Catholic school growing up, from kindergarten to 8th, my best friend was Eric Walker, and I guess now in retrospect, I thought he was really funny. He was probably the bully of the class. And it was around second grade. This girl rejoined our class. She was always a grade ahead of us. Her name was Michelle. I'm not going to say her last name. And and she was a grade ahead of us. She was supposed to be in fucking third now, right? But now she's in second with us. And fucking me and Eric did not let her forget every day, every year.
There's no way they weren't calling them. There's no way they weren't calling them retards. There's no possible way that wasn't.
I want to say no, but I can't say for certain because I don't remember all the evil shit I said back then. I'm sure I said some horrific shit, but I was with another girl from that class like years later in high school, and she was like, yeah, I still know Michelle, and she like hates you and Eric. I was like, really? Why? And she was like, you guys were fucking dicks to her for like 7 years. And
what did you do specifically? What was the worst thing you ever did?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Me? I don't know. I was just probably verbally mean. I was never.
Sometimes I'm an abusive bully on accident. Well, not on purpose, but okay. So this is just being too real. I probably shouldn't admit this because it would make me look like such a cunt. But whatever. I've been drinking.
I just admitted to bullying a girl for failing for years on years.
So that I don't know if I've told it on the podcast, but when I went to that VA,
and I'm sorry, Michelle. By the way, just to make that clear. Go ahead.
The VA Bennett show that I went to.
Appreciate that if she's still alive.
I think she is. I think I'm friends with her on Facebook now. I think I added her after that conversation. R.I.P. Michelle. No,
she just writes your name on a razor blade and takes a warm bath.
I should send her a message with a long apology.
With the link to this podcast.
Hey, for real, to show you how sorry I am, I shouted you out on my show. If you want to go ahead and give it a follow. Also $5 for Patreon.
I'll give you a 50-cent discount. Yeah, I was at that VA Bennett show, and I got very drunk. I was playing pool, crushing people in pool all night, and that leads you to me.
That's how he remembers it.
No, I kept crushing people.
Quarters.
No, because somebody showed up with cocaine that I know, and then that makes me more precise on the table and shit like that. So, yeah, I was nailing shots. I was crushing it. I was having a good time. And then the cocaine wore off, and then I'm getting drunker, and I'm sitting outside talking, and this lady, she's a very nice lady. She's been talking to me all night, and she seemed like a nice... I want to keep saying that. She's a nice lady, and she walked up to me, and she was like trying to hit on me, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then, but I thought that in my head. I didn't know that I said it out loud, and then immediately.
Oh, welcome to my fucking world, Cody. And then welcome to my fucking world. You know how many times in my life I've said something to somebody and had no idea I was just horrifically fucking mean to them, and then everybody's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "What?"
No, she immediately started streaming tears, and then I was like, "Oh wait, no, hold on!" And then I'm hugging her, but I'm drunk, so I don't have. I was like, I would fuck you if I didn't have a girlfriend. Like the worst.
I'd pity fuck you if I wasn't.
I would pity fuck you now that you're crying because it's real sad.
All of a sudden, now you're hot. I like the tears. Fuck. Where were the tears when you're hitting on me, girl? Jesus.
Yeah, it's dark, but you talked about you bullying somebody, so I was like, let me make it more recent.
Yeah.
Way worse because it was as a fully formed adult and not as a 16-year-old that was in high school. Yeah.
I felt so bad when I fucking got told that from that girl. I was like, I honest to God thought I was such a good boy. There's not kindergarten to 8th. I thought I was so good, but no, dude.
No, I like that anyone who listens to this or whatever, they think I'm the bully out of the group. I'm like, they're both worse. Way worse. Like, I don't ever I don't intentionally do shit to people.
I've definitely done some fuck shit.
Have you ever bullied anybody else?
I found out the same thing. I found out I bullied a girl and I didn't know it, but she was really weird and like.
Well, so she had it coming.
She did have it coming because she was the only child, and her parents in their living room had a painted portrait of her holding a doll that looked like her. And every time I would go to her house, I would say, "That's so weird."
Because it is.
And then her parents
had
a waterbed, and for some reason, my mom was like, I told my mom that, and she was like, only swingers have waterbeds anymore. And I'm like,
the good old
8
mom
years
lie.
old, being like, I don't know what a swinger is, but your parents are it.
My parents had a waterbed growing up.
So did mine.
Your mom's a swinger.
Yeah, I know.
So I think she probably.
I was gonna say, I feel like your mom gave you some accurate information.
Yeah. She's listening, by the way. What's up, Vida?
I gotta call my brother and see if he has one. He has a pineapple-shaped waterbed.
Keep going, though. Keep going.
Upside down pineapple, right?
Is that real? Yeah. They make those?
Are you fucking serious right now?
Country mouse.
Come on, now.
You're about to spend a lot of money on a waterbed. I'm about to put up a listing on Craigslist for a pineapple waterbed after this for $1,000.
I had a friend who had a waterbed, and like even as a kid, when I found out about him, I thought about the logistics of it, and I was just like, that just seems too much trouble.
It seems gross to me. It seems like the cum would get into the water.
Somehow.
So like,
why is the water brown now?
But it's a rubber sack. How would it be a problem if it did?
It's gonna happen.
It just like seeps through the rubber.
Look, cum is like evil. It just seeps into everything.
It's all those swimmers.
You watch way too much anime, my dude.
No, I'm a man of faith.
The cum starts turning to ferrofluid and poking holes.
It's evil. That's why you don't masturbate.
What kind of cyborg cum do you have, Luke?
No, it just sounds like you went to Catholic school now.
I did.
I know.
Resurrection.
Do you go to a
what
Catholic
up,
school?
Father Bob?
No, she said she was a hillbilly.
I went to a backwoods public school.
Tell me about your hillbilly upbringing. Dude, I've got some hillbilly-ass family members. I'm all about it. I love it.
I wasn't even that hillbilly, because I grew up in rural Vermont, so I grew up in a really small town, but it was like a weird thing.
You could have just said I grew up rich. I get it.
No, we didn't grow up rich, but we grew up like in a place that had a golf course, but we worked at the golf course. And like
you were indentured servants, basically.
Yeah, it was really weird. But like all the kids that I went to like high school with, a lot of them had like farms. We had a thing called Carhartt Corner, which is like if you were a cool kid, that meant that you got to drive your truck and park it in a specific place in the parking lot. And you got to wear your Carhartts. But if you weren't cool, you weren't allowed in the parking lot.
I'm just laughing because I'm thinking about Lloyd having to go to this school.
Could you what was the?
I grew up in Alabama, and
you would be in the cool. You would be the cool kid.
I assure you, at no point was I ever.
You didn't. Like, the cool kids, like, drove trucks and wore Carhartts and dipped all day. Like, they just let them, like, chew dip.
Oh, now that you revised your statement, that is like Lloyd, though.
What were the repercussions of parking there and not being cool? Like, someone just step in, like, hey, which cool, uncool motherfucker
if you didn't have
park their Nissan here?
Yeah, they would tow your car.
They would tow your car?
Whose Kia Sorrento is this?
They would tow your car.
Did you guys have a bring your tractor to school day?
Oh, we didn't have that.
Oh, yeah. Some of my family members had that, and then even more of them were like, I don't know, my grandpa was born in 1930. He was showing me pictures of the hospital that he was born in. I found pictures of it. He's got an old, they reprinted the Jackson Sun County Times from Annville, Kentucky back in the day. It was a 2004 reprint, and the picture that they had, the black and white picture, was like, he's like, this is the hospital I was born in. It was barely a 2-bedroom house that he was born in, with all screened-in porches and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Don't say hospital, say the apartment.
Yeah. He had 12. He still came from a time where you have 12 children because half of them are gonna die. They only had one that died. He was like Isaac Vernon, but they've got a whole story for him and shit like that. Isaac Vernon Hayes. Isaac Vernon Hayes Neely.
He was the strongest toddler the world's ever seen. It was a tragic story.
He killed a bear when he was. Oh wait.
He defended all those other kids.
I went to his little village that he grew up in. It's I don't know if it's Appalachia because I think Appalachia starts.
I knew your fucking grandpa came from Pan Am.
He came. That's from a little place called Greyhawk, which is there's a little tiny village in Greyhawk called Annville, which he came from. They put him to work immediately and shit like that. It's why every time that my kids go outside without sunscreen and my mom's like, they need sunscreen, my grandpa's like, we never needed no sunscreen. You look over him, he's the color of that brick wall behind us right there.
Looking like it's a fucking wallet.
It's like, dog, you're Irish, Scottish. There's no way you should look like this right now unless you have...
You're the color of a catcher's mitt. Calm down.
Yeah. They have to cut off skin cancer off his face all the time. I'm like, that's because...
Lick it off.
Oh, gross.
Do you have family members that are hard-ass country boys like that? You said Vermont.
No,
I don't know how Vermont
goes. I don't have cool, like, country family members. I just, like, every day in high school was bullied by kids that, like...
that wore camo.
Yeah, they were just like, the coolest thing is to live in a trailer, and you live in a house, so we don't really like you.
We call them Maple Hicks.
Yeah. No, Vermont, people think it's like all rich people and all like liberal people, but like where I grew up was like pretty conservative, and like there's like one liberal place and the rest of it is like towns with like 25 people in it, where people go because they've murdered someone. If you're on the run, go to northern Vermont because no one will find you.
Not anymore. Now all 60 of our listeners are going to know about it.
You can't get there. There's 2 highways in Vermont, and if there's like too much snow, you just can't get anywhere.
Oh, you just have to like trek through woods to get to certain
literally.
places. I have a good,
oh fuck! You gotta go snowmobile.
I have a good way of gauging how much redneck you grew up around. How comfortable were white people saying the N-word in public in your neighborhood?
Very comfortable.
Okay. All right. Then you're certified country approved.
That's certified.
That applies to Coleraine right now.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You haven't been to Coleraine. You barely walk up. I have to take your trash out. How much do you go to the zoo, then you come home, and you barely walk up your stairs before like, I hope somebody will take pity on me and take the trash out for me. You haven't been to Coleraine in years. What do you mean? You don't even know what Colerane's like right now.
I didn't see that out in public, but at Coleraine High School, the only white people you would see ballsy enough to say that were the outwardly racist. And then the white people that were around a bunch of black people, and they're just like, I don't know what it is. They're somehow surviving.
Please make this funny. Please somehow make this funny. What are we doing?
No, make it serious. Make it a commentary on race.
Commentary on race.
Please, let's not do that.
I never really saw it like just open and out and about in Coleraine growing up there, at least. But I went there from 2008. I left like 2014.
And all the guys I used to do side jobs with, like remodeling and stuff, all of them, they came from Coleraine. It was like, oh, okay, this is just fine where you're at? All right. That's cool, man. Maybe it's just slightly older crowd than you guys' group, but not by much.
Yeah. Coleraine always had like weird pockets of sanity. There's like you'll go from shitty ass neighborhood to like, whoa, these houses could cost like, 6 figures.
Hundreds, if not 200s of thousands of dollars. Wow, that one has a backyard.
Like the Struble Elementary area is the perfect example. It goes from like Section 8 to like lower middle class to
we spray painted Struble
first class.
Did I ever tell you how we vandalized Struble Elementary School as children? Where we take up spray paint and just spray. Don't worry, the statute of limitations is up. I saw Ossia. I said OSHA. OSHA. I've got to get that in my head. OSHA, not OSHA. Yeah, no, we'd go over there and fucking take spray paint and fucking... But we wrote somebody's name that we didn't like. Like, there was our friend Sean Ridner, which we didn't like at the time, so we were like, Sean Ridner did this all over with big dicks and fucking dicks going into mouths all over the... Yeah. But we didn't realize that we used water-based paint to spray paint everything with, so... Our vandalization ended after one heavy rainfall.
Was there a dick drawing culture in your high school?
What a great question, Luke.
I don't know that anyone ever like vandalized anything.
Yeah,
really?
It's too cold.
so like I know in our high school there was a dick drawing culture for sure, and I know that I had told a friend of mine that another had said he could draw bigger and better and more detailed dicks than him. And he got so upset, he pulled out a paint marker, and I'm sure it's gone, but the Dunkin' Donuts that's on North Bend, their, like, supply door that's on the back below, he drew a fucking huge veiny dick just out of, like, rage and frustration. Like, fuck it, I bet he can't.
For some reason, there was a thing where, like, kids would get the bread out of the dumpster at the grocery store, and then they would fasten that to look like penises, like, outside the high school. We had that going on for
there was
bread dicks?
Yeah,
there wasn't a big vandalism culture, but people did sculpt penises out of fucking white bread and hang them up on a clothespin. Like
is that prosciutto?
Yeah. What kind of serial killers did you grow up with?
It was actually I found out it was one of my friends, like, years later.
Dude, it was,
it's so cold.
You.
As soon as you form the dick, it freezes.
It's so obviously OSHA that was doing this. Just admit to it,
I
OSHA.
wish. Oh my god, I was a huge nerd in high school.
Was it cool finding that out there that your friend did it? Like, oh man, we always wanted to know who did that.
It was cool because I narked on them. And they were like, you narked on me.
Did Wu-Tang teach you nothing?
No, not in high school. I did not listen to Wu-Tang.
Stop snitching, OSHA. What are you doing?
Ah, nice. Bread dicks.
Bread dicks.
Where do you go from there?
I don't
How
know.
about this
Tell
video?
us. All right. Okay.
So this video was posted on our group page, and
Also sent to me by like 30 plus people.
So many we have so many fucked up videos that are often posted on our page like all of the time, and they just go over my head at this point. But like when you see a line, you kind of you tend to
This
stop.
one was pretty cool.
This one I knew it was gonna end terribly. Just by the way it starts.
Because it says line by Top Man.
Oh, so you can see it in the tab.
Yeah, is that what leads you into knowing that it was awesome?
You're like, this might end bad.
I honestly didn't pay attention to it.
How does it end good, though?
The dude starts off like, hey, dude,
It's a
fine. Take the
foam
finger.
finger?
Come on,
That's
man.
because
Take
it's
my
on
finger.
YouTube. On Facebook, it just has the group and whoever
Gotcha.
posted it.
Anything animal related, I get 30 of them.
Now, are you okay with gruesome videos?
She has to be. We already
Yeah,
started.
it's fine.
Wait for it. Pay attention to the finger. Keep paying attention. Hold on.
And pop.
And did you see it?
Yep.
The string of tendon that came out of the middle of his fucking hand. While everybody kept filming, not only did they not stop filming to help him, they turned over to the other people that were still not stopping to film to keep going on
They
something.
were smiling.
The whole fucking time.
Yeah, it's raw entertainment right
You
now.
have, in that moment, they annihilated all reality outside of their phone.
That's one of those things where you see someone doing it, you're like, I'm not helping you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not about to lose one, too.
Look, they fucking...
They're so happy. They're
Two
like,
other people have got phones up just like laughing at
They're
this
like,
fucking idiot.
fuck my stepdad, and I want his finger to get bit off.
You won't put that in me again.
Oh, my fucking God. Oh, my fucking God, dude.
Yeah, anytime anything happens with an animal, I know right away.
How bad was the week of Harambe for you?
Oh, we have to rehash this for him?
Yeah, I would say we've done this plenty of times, but
Sure, but how bad was it?
it sucks.
The week of.
It was pretty cool.
How many did you get? How many would you say that you got as far as
All
messages
of them.
about it?
All of it. Everyone who's ever known me on any form of social media.
Don't
in
tell me your
person-
mom
Was
and your
anyone
brother did
cool
it.
about
Did
it, though?
Did your daughter do it?
No,
Okay, all right.
she's smart.
Kudos, Lily. Kudos.
Was anyone cool about it? They're like, hey, man, I'm sorry to hear it.
Not really.
I'm sorry to hear about your friend.
They were all just sending you, like, the best memes. Like, oh, dude, I bet he would love this shit.
Yeah, for a long time. For a real long time.
And you're like, that's my friend.
I don't know if I work at the zoo.
Not
if
only
that
is
makes
it-
sense.
I was
Okay.
hoping that you worked at
Yeah.
the zoo.
I was like, maybe this makes
Nah,
more
he
sense.
just goes all the time. He lives here and he goes to the zoo.
What if that
for
was
fun.
Lloyd's autism that he had to go to the zoo every day?
How do you know it's not?
I'm animal recharged now. I
You're
can.
just making money off your autism.
That's animal
smart.
retarded.
Oh no!
No?
Oh,
No? Wait, hold on. We're talking about our
Oh,
boy.
no. He
Not
hates
strangers.
What do you do at the zoo? You did like,
Animal nutrition.
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it's. I think it's the best
So
job in the
you
place.
fed.
No, he jacks the animals off into his mouth and he checks he can tell at this point how much minerals are in the cum, so he can really get a
that.
Hey, I'm a finely tuned instrument.
Yeah, I think I missed that Bill Nye episode.
Yeah. I assure you, I didn't. I molded my life after that episode.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, Bill and I just with like standing next to a bunch of like molds of animal dicks, just like, and this is how you figure out, just tasting it.
I mean, how else do you know if they need enough iron?
You're right. So have you guys? I know Facebook memories have been a thing for a long time, but have you guys specifically been hit with a memory that's just been making you crawl out of your skin?
What are we doing right now, Luke?
I keep getting like big posts that I posted 9 years ago that makes me want to fucking kill myself.
Like scream in the shower at how cringy
Yes.
you were. Oh my god, I have so many.
Dude,
I delete them every time.
And I sound like, oh man, I feel like the posts I make portray me as one of those people that make TikToks where I'm just yelling at somebody, like just everybody. It's just a message to the general public.
First, how old were you 9 years ago so we can have context?
19 turning 20.
Okay, so old enough.
Old enough to not be this cringy.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
This one.
He has a stack of words in front of him.
I took a screenshot from.
He has a whole paragraph
Dude, it's
in
so
front of him.
bad. I'm gonna read it dumb too. I'm gonna read it dumb too. If everyone in the world could just take everything and
why are you reading it like Shane Gillis's Donald Trump impression?
Hold on. How'd you start with if everyone in the world... Stop it.
Because that's how it was spelled. That's what I typed out, dude. It's so bad. Okay, so if everyone in the world could just take everything and anything bad that's ever been said.
Oh my God.
I already don't want to be your friend anymore.
So sad
I don't care. This was 9 years ago, dude.
I'm so sad right now.
Why were you like, let's cover everything? Like, you didn't even pick a topic. You're like, let's fix everything.
Hey, you know what? If you don't swing big, you don't hit big. You know what I'm saying?
It's so bad.
And Cody,
keep going, please.
And Cody, for sure, you do not get to defriend him for this. These are the same fucking things you send in paragraphs, direct message to me and him at 4 a.m. So
yeah, fair enough.
Man.
Let's read those next.
If everyone in the world could just take everything and anything bad that has ever been said to or about them and just ignored it.
Hold on. Collect yourself. You can't. Nobody can hear it through the laughter. Okay. Lloyd's crying for the first time since his dad died 14 years ago. So can we please? Yes. Can you please try to contain yourself?
Okay. If everyone,
I wish that wasn't accurate.
Dude, hold on, wait. I got
so
you. Hold on. I got you. Okay, you're good now.
Oh man! If everyone in the world could just take everything and anything bad that's ever been said to or about them and just ignore it or throw it away.
Oh shit! At this point, do you have any constructive feedback on how he's made this Facebook post?
Or just
if you were to do it a little
it's
differently.
It's not even over.
He's got the confidence to just post this and be like, "I'm changing people's lives."
I am positive this isn't the. I'm gonna start bringing these to the table every time I find one.
Hey, he's like, you know what? No one's thought of this.
Listen, I was such an altruistic piece of shit at one point in my life, dude. I swear.
No, don't tell us. Let your words speak for yourself.
Okay. From the top. If everyone in the world could just take everything and anything bad that's ever been said to or about them and just ignore it or throw it away or just laugh about it, there wouldn't be a reason to retaliate and the world would be a better place.
Hold on, wait. Can you wait to do it for 4 seconds?
Shh!
Shut the fuck up! Wait to... All right. From the top, please. Please, from the top.
If everyone in the world could just take everything and anything bad that has ever been said to or about them and just ignore it or throw it away or just laugh about it.
Such a douchebag.
There wouldn't be a reason to retaliate. And the world would be a better place.
Is that the whole thing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lily. I know I said I wasn't going to kill myself, but I don't know if I can keep going now.
Your inspirational ass post actually made people want to end their lives because of how fucking cringily bad it was.
Oh fucking god! I hate myself so much.
Yep.
Oh, where do we even go from this?
Fucking oof.
What?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you where I was in that time in my life or what I was doing.
Were you like cool?
No.
No. Fuck no.
I can't tell like what your vibe would have been because you're just.
I was all over the place.
Where did you shop? Like Spencer's Gifts?
Into the mic, Ossia.
Sorry.
Sometimes.
Spencer's Gifts for everything. All your apparel.
It was Spencer's, or it would be anonymous, or it would be.
I feel like that was written by somebody with more than one blacklight poster.
Oh gosh.
I'm right here.
Was this right after you found weed?
No. Okay. I found that stuff early.
Okay. Was it right about the time you could regularly get
I think
weed?
it might have been around the time I took acid for the first time.
That adds up.
That might have been.
Was it that day? Because that's almost forgivable.
I can't say for certain.
You said that adds up, like you've had an intense psychedelic experience. Have you had like weird ones?
No, I can't do psychedelics because I have such a vivid imagination. I have no idea where it's gonna go.
Have you ever done them?
It's awesome.
No.
Oh, so it doesn't work like how you're thinking at all.
No, but I don't like the like.
I'm not encouraging it. I don't like psychedelics either.
I do.
Don't do them.
Also,
if you don't want to do them.
a girl I went to high school with was like really smart, and then she dropped acid for 2 years straight, and then literally was like a full-on pudding brain. And I'm just so afraid that that's gonna happen to me.
No, I know people like that too who have dropped acid and now they're shut-ins.
Yeah.
It's like huge, like psychological shocks.
We took a pudding brain and we made him a new host for the podcast.
That's my official diagnosis.
My little tapioca baby.
Narrow, non-typical. Fuck that pudding brain.
He's one of them pudding brain goofballs. If I'd say in Alabama, that would be my diagnosis.
I love pudding brain.
You know, I had to explain to someone the origins of the goofball storyline.
Big J. Okerson.
It was fucked up.
Just stole what Big J. Okerson called retarded people in a way that I wouldn't get in trouble for saying retarded people.
No, it started with us with the virus joke.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, so we joked about what if it was like so this.
What if it was contagious? Don't laugh at this, Ossia. We're gonna get canceled, not you, dude. Keep going.
So yeah, I had to explain to someone that we started using goofball as the code word for the R word and other words that people don't like.
We're dog whistling, but not with racism. Just talking shit about people that can't defend themselves in any way, shape, or form.
Just being horrible,
what a cool podcast we are.
People.
Wow, what a bunch of cool guys we are.
I can't wait to share this with my grandparents. I can't wait for them to listen to this.
She's like, I did a podcast with a goofball and two guys who clearly hate goofballs.
I fucking love goofballs.
But she's from Vermont, so she says retarded.
No.
So
I can't get canceled.
Syrup head, you know?
Yes, syrup head.
Old sticky brains.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the tap drinkers. You know what I'm talking about.
Just
It's really good. It actually does fuck up your brain if you drink maple syrup right from the tree because it's so sugary.
I thought she was going to say it fucks up your brain to be a goofball. Yeah, that's how it works.
So what does it do to your brain?
It's just like intense sugar.
Yeah.
Like a crazy level sugar rush.
Yeah, well, maybe this kid was lying. This kid I went to high school was like, I drink maple sap right from the tree, and then I got such a high that I passed out and rolled down a hill.
Maple sap from the
now
tree
I'm,
is
like,
basically water.
Kind of
it almost has no sugar in it.
lying. Yeah, because you had to boil the maple syrup.
To boil it for
time.
hours because it's mostly water.
Yeah, that kid is on the sex offender list now, so he might have been lying to me.
I'm glad you put a bow on the end of that story.
I'm really trusting people.
He was like, hey, come drink some of this stuff with me. You'll pass out for sure.
Dude, no, I know what you mean. I was friends with a sex offender.
It's him.
From high school. Surprise!
My friends just murder each other like normal folk.
Oh my god.
I figured this would be a weird conversation any other way to do it, but here is the sheriff sheet that I was supposed to be passing out to my neighbors.
He was this maniac who would talk to me about, like, he knew the crowd that I hung out with, and that we had skated, and he knew about Clippard Park was being built, but it got shut down because people who were skating there were like hitting it with graffiti. And this was before the park. It's long finished now. But we.
This is the time in the podcast where we take a break while you talk about your.
We're not supposed to take a break. The whole point is I didn't get up and walk around everybody, so it was less of an intrusion.
So he would talk to me about like he bought an obscene amount of like blank boards, which are just clean, polished skateboards with absolutely no graphic on the bottom at all. And he would just talk like, I don't know why he thought I would find that fascinating or amazing, but he said he bought like 60 plus of them to like line his walls. Like that was going to be his wallpaper, was just skateboards hanging from his wall, right? And then he stops coming to school for like weeks. And I see on like the news the morning before going to school. It's got his face plastered, and it's like, yeah, he just got arrested, was put away for diddling like a 1-year-old that he was babysitting, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
But just think, if you'd only been able to just take all the negative things ever said about him and just throw them away.
Then there'd be no reason to retaliate.
You didn't get
that 1-year-old would have been fine.
Dude, if you
should have posted that
I could have saved him.
If you would have posted that 3 weeks earlier, you could have saved a couple lives.
Fuck, man. God damn it. I could have saved. Oh no.
What's the cringiest thing you've ever done in your entire life?
Jesus Christ!
The one that you still yell at yourself besides this podcast.
I don't know.
No, you do. I can see you rubbing your eye
There's
in
a lot
anger.
of things.
The bad sparks are coming. The bad sparks.
I played in the middle school and high school band for 9 years. I was full on
I was a trumpet player.
Cool.
What'd you do?
Saxophone.
Hell yeah. Doing some woodwind shit.
There wasn't a lot of us, and I used to get to pick some of the music, and I'd only pick music that had solos for me, but then I wasn't that good, but I was really loud. So I was just like,
it's like Cody in comedy.
I don't do comedy for that reason. I'm not good at it.
Because you're loud? Loud is good in comedy.
No, I just meant when he tries to say something funny on here, if you don't loud, he just says it louder.
I'll say it again louder, because that's how you make a joke funny.
Emphasis.
You scream it the next time.
Emphasis.
You intimidate people. That's how you get laughs. Anyways,
I forgot what I was just bad at saxophone, but I did it so loud for so long.
But the cringiest part of that, what did you do? What was did you have to
I thought it was cool.
Did you have to re-auditioning for First Chair?
Yeah, I went, they would do statewide auditions, and I'd be like, this is the year I make it, and I would get last every single time.
So my dad's former a high school football coach was my middle school band teacher or whatever, and he used to take hardcore steroids like they used to do. They used to fucking, back in the days when it was just horse cum in the middle of the syringe, and then fucking anabolic steroids before they really knew how to refine it and shit. There's chunks of fucking weed inside of it. It was all bad. So Warner was all fucked up from it, and he had serious anger issues on top of going through fucking cycles his whole life. And now he's in his late 50s trying to deal with band kids. I didn't realize how bad it was. I always thought Warner was a dick. And then I re-listened recently, a year ago, to this. They did a live concert, and the reason I saw Warner throw his shit on the ground and fucking kick chairs over and act like a complete asshole was I listened to it. Everybody was out of tune. Everybody was off time. Fucking the trumpets were the loudest motherfuckers on the face of the planet Earth possible. It was the worst recording of a musical performance that I've ever heard in my entire life, and I was like, oh, okay.
That's amazing.
I would get this upset if I was me right now, let alone I'm going through cycles of steroids for the last 30 years.
You had to listen to that for 8 hours a day. Can you imagine?
I would kill myself.
So bad. We used to have to play Rock You Like a Hurricane, because my high school's mascot was a hurricane. And they used to make us dress up in these blue tuxedos. So it was a adult man tuxedo shirt, and then a sparkly blue cummerbund, and then you'd have to wear your pants from Kohl's that your mom bought you. And it just looks so stupid.
Can I make this story worse for you? So the Scorpions made Rock You for Like a Hurricane, right? So they also put out an album called I forget the name, Virgin Killer or something like that. Something. And it's literal child porn. The cover of the album, they took pictures of a naked 9-year-old and released that as the album cover. And to this day, people defend it. And I'm like, you guys are child predators. Everybody that does this. That's who your fucking high school decided.
I played that song 1,000 times.
That's who they were rocking like hurricanes.
Yeah.
Do you want me to pull it up for you?
No.
No.
I know. Yes.
You need that in the algorithm for the search history. See what else pops up.
Yeah, it's one of the worst albums that's ever. It's a good musical sounding album, but then you look at it and you're like, and they argued art for it, and I'm like, it's almost like if Jared from Subway got to argue, I was just doing this to lose weight. what do you mean, right?
I got so repulsed I would throw up. It was just a weight loss thing.
Of course I have 5 terabytes of child porn. That's the only way that I could get off these fucking extra 50 pounds.
It's actually part of the Subway diet. It's just in the tiny white text at the end of the commercials. It says must eat Subway 7 days a week and have sex.
Do you know that Subway is actually more prevalent than McDonald's?
Yeah.
Like by 2 times or some shit like that?
Like worldwide,
I cannot and will never eat a Subway ever, but I will go there and fuck up their cookies, promise.
I love Subway.
You talk about Penn Station, right?
I love Subway sandwiches.
I can't get into them. I'm not a fan of the... I know you can get them toasted, but I am not a fan of the sandwiches or cold cuts or anything like that,
it's all terrible. It's like, I get the, like, chicken, and it's so rubbery. And it's disgusting, but you can get as many pickles on a sandwich as you want, and the people don't care.
Oh, so you can make a sandwich worse.
I love pickles.
Yeah.
I just,
for free.
Like not a lot of meat, mostly pickles, and
Pickle
then
Sammy?
sauce. Yeah. But the people don't care there.
Yeah.
That's what I like
So you
about
just keep saying more and more.
Yeah, for like 3 years I ate Subway every single day. I didn't lose any weight. The diet's a lie, but I did spend a lot of money there.
I had a friend.
That should be the Subway advertisement.
They took all my money. I spent too much.
I had a friend who had a girlfriend who worked there, and when she would get off work and we would all go pick her up and go back to his place, she would bring an obscene amount of cookies in the leftover ones.
The cookies are good.
And they would sit there and watch me eat like 6 or 7 of them because they're like, he's got to throw up. And I'm just like, just stoned out of my mind.
Cookies?
Like, no way I can keep eating. Do you have any more? Yeah. These things are the double chocolate.
Yeah.
Fuck them up.
What is it? The white chocolate raspberry
that's
one?
the one.
Yeah.
I don't even like raspberry stuff normally, and it doesn't really taste like raspberries, but it tastes good.
So sugary.
Whatever it is, it tastes good. I'll eat 6 of those.
I'll destroy a dozen.
I'm just saying, like, you're like, oh, 6 cookies? I'm like, I get 6 usually when I go.
6 cookies.
Wipe my ass with 6 cookies.
It's not a dozen. It's a half dozen. It's how many people eat.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Someone gave me a fucking gift card for Subway, which first of all, they never knew me, and then second
Maybe
of all,
you got it from like a blood drive or something. That's where you get Subway.
I fucking used it all on cookies. All $25 were spent on cookies.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
All
I
of
would
it.
use it on sandwiches, and I'd get like 3 sandwiches somehow. I was friends with a girl who worked at Subway. She sent me photos of like them opening the meat, and it had like mold or like bugs on it. And
we had a friend that worked there.
every
Roaches.
single day.
Roaches.
Yeah, that
We had
shouldn't scare me
remember
off.
Lorraine?
That's what I was talking about.
Lorraine used to tell us about how they had roaches everywhere in the Korean Subway. It doesn't get better if you go to a nicer Subway, though. It's still the same shitty sandwich, but less roach fucking tentacles.
It's like the fancy Wendys. Like, they can dress it up to look nice and good on the outside. All you want, you step inside, roaches.
I got food poisoning from most of the Wendys in Pittsburgh, and it didn't matter if they were fancy or not.
Your name kind of sounds like food poisoning a little bit. It sounds like the scariest type of food. Oh, you got that Ossia Dwyer. Oh, no. You're done for now.
And you've been to those fancy Wendys I'm talking about, right? Like, it looks like it's big wig outside.
Yeah, I got food poisoning one weekend from the fancy Wendys because I got a baked potato with cheese.
Real quick, Ossia, why did you look at me, Luke, like... I've been denying your god of fancy Wendy's this whole fucking time. I believe that there's a fancy Wendy's that exists. I think they sell the same shitty fucking meat, but don't look at me like, I've told you now, you fucking loser.
I know this was a conversation that I brought up on the podcast recently.
Keep going.
No, it just turns out not enough people are buying the baked potatoes with cheese, and they just let them sit there for days on end.
Oh, so you've had you ordered Friday, you got Tuesday's baked potato.
I went on one Friday at the fancy Wendy's, and I got food poisoning that weekend, and then I said, oh, well, let me go to my Wendy's across the street from my old house where the manager shot a customer. They'll have better food service, and I got food poisoning.
Oh, no.
And I threw up all over the side of my car driving, like, on the highway next to a construction zone, so I got on the construction.
Wait, you were driving down and you just turned your head out?
I was a passenger.
And
I said, I'm going to throw up, and it's like we're in a construction zone about to go through a tunnel, and it just... plastered the side of that construction zone.
You're amazing.
It was a dark moment.
It was a dark.
Ossia, you're awesome. I hope to have you back at some point, but we're at about an hour. We got to do our reads and shit like that. What's your social media handles, and if you have dates, can you plug those right now, please?
I am at Dwyer, DWYEROL on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm trying to get better at it, so hopefully I'll post stuff. And if anyone wants to book me, I'm pretty open. I'll be in Columbus when does this come out?
This will be out on Saturday for the Patreon listeners and Sunday for the free show listeners.
Oh, no, that's tomorrow. I have a really big thing coming up, so I'm hoping to announce that soon, but I'll post it.
Let us know. We'll plug it for you.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Send us a message or something.
If I see it on your Instagram page, I'll share it in our stories too.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Osh is legitimately one of the funniest comics in
That's
all
a
of
fact.
Cincinnati. I don't know if we've done a good job interviewing you or not, but first time meeting you, I hope to have you back.
I had fun.
I had a great time hanging out with you. You're fucking awesome. I love seeing you live. I hope people go out and see Ossia and Garrett Teitelbaum, which is her fiance. Go out and see both of them.
Because you can't see one without the other.
Yeah, we do keep getting.
That's not what I was saying. That's not what I was saying.
Because,
sorry.
As a lady, Garrett does have to let me do the show.
Oh, my bad. I didn't want to.
No,
Just sign the permission slip.
Yeah.
I get the joke. I get the joke. I don't want to be the cunt that doesn't get the joke that tries to be serious.
You're like, yeah. That's good. That's better.
He's like, yeah, all right, I thought so. Like, does he have to get, like, they at least let him wear a leash thing? Like, no. Fucking nerds. Like,
I just figured while you were here, let's promote both of them.
No, that's
you guys are very
sweet.
new to the scene, and fucking, you guys are crushing. Like, both of you, every time that I've seen you both, you're fucking awesome. Go out and see both of them. If you want to hear the rest of this podcast, Ossia's got a show to do, so you're not going to hear Ossia, but we're going to chop it up about love, death, robots, and a bunch of other shit over on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thebastardsermon for $5 a month to get all the bonus content, including The Bastard LLC, which is our movie review podcast. We're doing one this week with Blake Hammond about the Donald Cerrone and Gina Carano movie. Oh my God, I can't wait to see what a pile of shit this movie's going to be. We're going to talk so much shit about it. Blake's coming on to talk shit. You're going to have a lot of fun listening to that. We just did one about Big Trouble in Little China. Not our best episode. We had a kind of a weird day that day.
I think if
I don't
we
want to
figure
say
out
why. I don't want to say why. We all had a weird day that day, so not our finest. But go back, listen to the Barton Fink episode, listen to the other LLCs. Those are good.
Fink was so much fun.
The bonus episodes that you'll get every single week for that $5, including all the backlog, is hundreds of hours of content. Go and check that out. Fucking love you guys.
Also we have t-shirts.
T-shirts are $20. Hit us up.
What about the website? Do you want me to make it?
Go ahead and plug it if you want.
Well, I haven't made the website yet. I'm talking about that T-shirt one that Bobby turned.
We're gonna set up a T-shirt website where you guys can get all of the designs printed. We haven't done that yet, so no, let's not yet. But that will be coming. So you guys will have more T-shirt design options. Right now, it's the one that we've been plugging forever with the Eamon Hill design. It's got on the breast pocket, Bastard Sermon on the back, the Bastard Sermon with the Bastard Monk, the Eamon Hill design. I wish I knew where he was tattooing right now. He used to be over at Ballistic, but I don't know where he's at right now. Find Eamon Hill. Go check him out. He's fucking awesome.
Bother him on Facebook. I know he's there.
Yeah, we'll get you the T-shirt website. Check out the Patreon and go and follow Ossia Dwyer because she's hilarious. All right, go ahead.
All right, we are sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop has everything you need when it comes to your smoking needs. Whether it's maybe you need something to chill out after work, after a long stressful day, you need some Delta 8, 9, or 10, they've got it. Maybe you need some help sleeping, you need some Kratom, they've got Kratom too. They've also got all sorts of hand-blown glassware. They've got bubblers, they've got water pipes, they've got bowls of all sorts. They've also got incredible grinders and pre-rolls of all kinds and brands. My favorite is the Blazy Susans. Always and forever, probably, until I find another one with a crazier color and name. But until then, if you want to buy any of that great stuff, you can head on over to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop at one of two locations. One is at 937 Monmouth Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071. And the other one is at 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249. Go to the counter, and at the purchase of your order, go ahead and let them know that you're a bastard, and you will get 15% off your order.
Love those guys. Go and check them out.
Also, check out banginsnacks.net. If you want snacks from all over the world that you can't usually get here for very, very reasonable prices, banginsnacks.net. Those guys send us boxes, and we'll review stuff on the podcast from time to time. But yeah, outside of that, I've ordered a handful of things. All of it's been awesome. Check them out. Very, very reasonable price. Again, banginsnacks.net.
And also go and check out Fuck You Like the Bengals. That's Alex Schubert, local Cincinnati comedian, with Lloyd Johnson, our very own from the Bastard Sermon, doing a Cincinnati Bengals style podcast. The season's starting in the fall, so go and make sure that you check out the postseason, the preseason shit that they're doing right now. They might have a couple special guests. You won't know unless you listen. Go and check them out. They're fucking awesome. Dark Mountain Colt, which is the former host of the Bastard Sermon, Patrick Seda, the one that Lloyd replaced. Go and check out Dark Mountain Colt on Instagram or on Etsy. He just had an issue where people are stealing his shit, which to me, it's like, dude, you're making it. If you're fucking making something that you're like making a bunch of money off of, if people are stealing your shit, yeah, it's the highest form of flattery. It's also shitty. People reported it and took it down, but it also shows that fucking people want what he's doing so bad that they're willing to steal it and put it on their own thing. He's got solid mood mats, like stickers.
Also, if you do it and we find out, I'll fucking ruin you.
With his penis. He's got a giant penis.
I'll buy it from you.
He'll ruin you with his giant penis. That's Dark Mountain Colt on Instagram or on the Etsy. Go and check that shit out. Is there anybody that we're plugging right now? Can you guys think of any upcoming?
Empire Citizen. Go check out his stuff.
Lloyd got as drunk as I did before this podcast.
I just was trying to think of two different things at one time.
Check out Tattoos by Dana.
Absolutely. All right, that's a podcast. Go and check out the Patreon. What are we doing this episode? Oh my god,
dude,
this fell apart for some reason.
40% plug is this show.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye. Thank you, Ossia.